Good afternoon. I'm Joan. This is Joan's Sewing Room. How are you all today? Today I want to talk to you about doing a collage quilt. I had brought that up prior to making a collage quilt for my daughter. It's going to be like a family tree, but I wanted to do something to start off with because I really have never done collage quilting before, or quilts. And so I decided to start off with my dog, Bagel. And this is a picture of Bagel. And, I just got done doing, I'm finishing up the Bagel quilt. It's not quite finished yet. And so I decided to start with something small. And this is the picture right there of Bagel. And that is the collage I just did. So I'll give you a closer picture of it, of her. My finished picture. This is it right here. And when you look at it close up, it really doesn't look like her. I mean, it does look like her, but there's a lot of fabric on it. But when you look at from far away, it really pops out and you can really see her. So I also made a copy of her, of that same picture in black and white on my phone. So it's easy to do. You can just switch it over to black and white. And it gives you the values of dark and light and medium. But this is not what I went by. Actually, when I took this picture, I did it in black and white. And then I put it up on the board next to the blank pattern. This right here, let me plug this in. This is, I have a light board. Okay, this is a light board. And this is what it looks like. It, little board lights up and you can put your pattern on it. And so I made this pattern off, I found this pattern on the internet, took a picture of it. It's not exactly like my dog. Actually, it's a pattern for several different types of dogs, but I figured it'd be something to go by. And so you can lay it right down on the light board and it shines through like that. See? And then what I did was I took freezer paper. You can, right here. I don't know if it's backwards. Might be backwards. But freezer paper. You can either use freezer paper or you can use parchment white paper. And then, so what I did was, this is freezer paper, and this is the shiny size. And you just lay your parchment paper over the top of the light board, and your image will come through, and then you can just draw the picture on the freezer paper. And I just used a felt pen. I drew it with a felt pen. And so yeah, it's just real simple. And so that is the picture right there. Let me go get it that I used. Ooh. Get both of these while I'm up here. So what I did was I transferred the design onto the freezer paper by drawing it onto the light board, from the light board onto there. And then I took another copy of the pattern and I put the different values of where I thought the values should go. And then also looking at the black and white picture I had of her, I just kind of wrote in where I thought it, the light and the darks and the medium should go. And then, so I put this to the right side of my picture for a pattern. So I know, and I just picked out fabrics. I first started laying out the flower prints and that sort of thing, and I started using blacks and browns, and and my first picture came out really dark, and the face, the muzzle was real dark. It didn't look good, so I changed it up, and I decided to go with the blues. I stayed with blues, so like my light colors were like real light gray, light peach, um, pink, light pink for highlights, um, a little bit of off-white, but no white. And then I used blues, light blues, dark blues, medium blues, dark gray, dark pink. With her, she was a yellow lab, but her eyes and her mouth were pink. Well, actually, they were brown, but they were also kind of pinkish too. So I use this too as my picture to go by for the making the picture. Although she didn't have blue, but I didn't want to use black. I was trying to stay away from white and black and just using color instead of white and black. And so it took me a couple days. I would work on a little bit, and then I would leave it, and then I'd come back and work on a little bit more, and then my husband would come in and go, no, that doesn't look good. And then I'd take a picture of it and show people, and some people would say, what is it? What's it supposed to be? And I thought, okay, if they can't figure what it is, then obviously it's not good. I'm going to unplug this. It gets hot. And so, anyway, so I worked on it some more. Yesterday I came in and I took it basically apart and redid it. And I really like how it turned out. I didn't do, the bottom part is gray, where her white fur kind of comes around over the collar. And with this pattern, and with this, my dog, her ears were shorter. Whereas this pattern, the ears are longer. So I kind of just drew a line where her ears were. So I could kind of, and I just incorporated her ears with her her neck because it was really full. And you know how, like Labradors, I don't know if you know, but some of them have a lot of skin that kind of hangs over, so, and then their collar goes down below, obviously. So I kind of tried to recreate that. And her eyes, I was really having a little hard time with her eyes, and I cheated. So I had this fabric that had cats on it, and I cut the eyes out, and I just put them there to give me to make her look more real for me when I'm putting the different colors on her. And I just left it that way. But I know that that's cheating. And I was watching this one gal on YouTube, and she was showing how you make the eyes. So I will practice on that next time. And it was very simple. It was just a matter of cutting out a circle, and then and this, along with her idea, you cut out a bigger circle, and then you, like, maybe I would use brown, and then you'd come back and maybe, well, actually it would be, since her eyes, the rounder eyes were pink, so I'd do a pink, and then I'd probably do a brown, and then a white, and then maybe a black in the middle, and then she said you highlight it with a white to give it a sparkle so it looks like a real eye. And so I didn't do it that way, but that's the way you would do it. I also, when I took it apart this time, I went ahead, I was decided I would cut out some of my pieces, I have several of these, so I would use them as patterns, and I would cut it out, like maybe a piece like here for the head. I would, I use this product. It's called Seam to Seam. It works really well. Excuse me. But anyway, I use this product, and what is cool about it is 3 layers. So you can draw your design here. You peel it apart, and then you put it on your fabric, and it's see-through, so you can see the design through the pattern, onto the seam to seam, and then you can trace it out and cut it out. So that works really well. I don't know if you can see that on TV, but on the film. And so I would do that. And here's the forehead. And so what you do with the seam to seam is you take off the back paper. There's 3 papers. So there's a front paper that has lines. It's a grid, and you can draw your pattern on that. And the back just protects the stickiness. So you would peel off the stickiness, and and then on the grid paper is another sticky, and this goes on your fabric. Yeah, goes on your fabric. Let me see. So, yeah, you put it on your fabric like that, okay? And then you cut out your pattern. So this would be her forehead, the top of her forehead. And you just cut it out. And the reason why I use some solids was to help me, because there was so many different values and many values in the same spaces, like this one up here, I did medium, which was the flowers, and then it was light here and light. And then on the sides where the darkness on the mouth or snout, nose area, I would start doing dark, medium, and then go dark around. And then on the other side, it was light. So in order to show the lightness, just by adding white wouldn't do it. But if you add a light pink, then that would be your light. That would be the lightest fabric, and it would makes it the contour of the nose, and it makes it stand out more. So that's why I use light pink. And yeah, so anyway, so this is the top of her nose. So it would go up here like that. And then what you do is you peel off this top paper where it has the yellow lines. And let's see. And then you, when you peel it off, then the stickiness sticks to the fabric. So what's cool about this, if I can get it apart, okay. What's cool about this is that it'll stick, and then you can move it around so it's sticky there. Sticky. And then you can lay it onto your picture. Let's use this one, even though it's not for sticky, but you lay it onto your picture. Come on. Anyway, you lay it on there, and I laid it on there, and then I could work from that too. I started putting darks up here, and it just helps you it helped me picking colors, and a lot of it was guesswork. I thought, oh, I'll just put some flowers and stuff at the top of the head. And I did that, and and I really didn't cut a form for that. I just put the stickiness on, and I would just throw a flower up there to see how it works, and then I would build on top of it by adding other colors. I had several different colors. I had light, medium, darks. I had off-white reds, purples. So I kind of stayed in this flower. See, I used this flower print, and I played off of the flower print with the different colors in the pinks. And then with the blues, let's see if I have the blues here. Some of the blues. I just have the grays here right now. But anyway, so I would just work on it. And I had a gazillion papers all over the floor. And I had dark blues and light blues. And if that dark blue wasn't working, I would take it off and throw on another blue to see how it would work. And like I said, this works really, really well. Unfortunately, I'm out of it right now. So and I did come across this, and I'm so glad that I have just a little bit left. But I did get some more. I am getting more of it. So it worked really, really well. And I was really perturbed at myself because I didn't have enough to show you guys how it works. I mean, I do have a little bit, so that works. And today when I was getting ready to record, I thought, oh, what am I going to use? And then lo and behold, I had a piece sitting here. So I'm very happy that I could show you how it works. And so yeah, so I'm thinking now. I mean, now that I've done this, and in fact, when I went and saw a friend, I showed it to a friend. She's got horses, and she goes, like, she didn't want to ask, but she said she would like to. I offered, and she said yes, she would love to have a picture of a horse. So I thought I would try that. And again, she would give me her picture of her horse, and then I would do the same thing. I'd do it in black and white, make a copy off on my printer, and then kind of go from there. And find a horse pattern. Find a horse pattern, and then do the light, medium, and darks. And then with the picture of her horse and the coloring in her horse, or I would just use whatever colors I want to achieve what I'm going after. And with the quilt, the big quilt that I am going to be doing, it's still in the working process. I have really thought about a lot, and it won't be small. I mean, for one thing, it's going to be for a queen size bed. So I figured the trunk alone is going to have to be at least 30 inches wide in various spots, because I drew it out on graph paper, and the pattern would be on the sides. I'm going to put photo transfers, and then in the middle will be the tree. And I used 10-inch squares, and according to my paper, the trunk alone will be at least 30 inches at the base. So I'm thinking there's no way I'm going to do little tiny designs on it, because it's for my daughter and my grandson, who's 6, and I think it would probably drive him crazy if it had little tiny colors like this picture does, where if you use larger pieces, it would be easier to figure out. I'm thinking. I mean, I've seen a picture of it. It looks really, really cool, and I really like it. But so I'm thinking of that. But then again, it's like, do you really want to go into all that work and then give it to somebody where they might, you know, whatever with, it's like when you make a quilt, you just kind of have to say goodbye to the quilt and and hope it survives, you know what I mean? So I'm just kind of still on the fence with that, but I really enjoy working with this collage. And like this one quilter that I watch on YouTube a lot, he was working with um, circles, and he said it was really hard, from going for your brain, basically. And that was the way with the collage. It was, I would say, at first, just thinking about it was a little scary. I was trying to explain to my husband about it, and he had no clue what I was saying, which is pretty normal because his brain doesn't think the way mine does, about values and how I would put my values. Um, and with him, when he would look at that, he would say, well, this and this has to be this, and I said, well, wait a minute, I want to do it so it looks like a two-dimensional, not something just flat. So to me, that looks two-dimensional because the darkness makes the nose pop out. And so, and there again with the family tree. So I might do a little bit of collage into it, but I'm not going to do a whole lot. So, but I really like this, and I will continue with this. And it's a great idea. And I didn't take any classes. I just listened to some people talk about it, and got some books on it. And it's been around for a really long time. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video I just made. If you like it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, I know the word this time, and ring the bell. That's the notification bell. So whenever I make a new video, it'll pop up and you'll know it's me again. So thanks a lot. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.